Give it up for Hobo Clay.
All right.
Man accomplished sorrow, right?
Not this time. Not this time. It takes at least a guitar player if I get the mic to work. I'm Hobo Clay, and as you can see, I'm an old fart. Now, when old farts talk to younger folks in a meaningful conversation, two things happen. The old fart likes to tell his life story, and the young folks like to get life's lessons from an old fart. They figure, well, he's been around this long, he's got to learn something. So I'm going to clue you in on my first of the life's lessons. You know, when you raise a boy child, most parents try to say they don't want the kid walking around saying penis, so they try to say something else. They call it your willy, your wiener or something. Well, it was a long time before I learned one of life's first lessons that, well, in my family, it was called your bird. Now, not everybody did that, but it was a long time before I learned that a bird in the hand was not as good as a bird in the bush. From that, we'll go to a musical interlude. There's a song that's liked by all my Australian Facebook buddies called Sheep Lover Blues. To the barn, they're going to find myself a sheep. Going down to the barn, they're going to find myself a pretty little sheep. And when it's time to mow the yard, I'm just going to watch my ball games on TV. She going down to the barn, and she going to find her man a sheep. And on them cold winter nights, she's going to keep me warm, you see. She going to shear off the wool and knit a nice warm sweater for me. Now you ladies hear me talking, better go out and spread the news. Now you ladies hear me talking, better go out and buy some ewes, talking to you and you. To keep your old man happy, pay attention to the Sheep Lover Blues. We're going down to the barnyard. We're going to buy a whole flock of sheep. We're going down to the barnyard. We're going to cut a deal with little Bo Peep. And when we snuggle up in bed, we're going to count them till we drift off to sleep. We'll look out the bedroom window and we'll count them till we drift off to sleep. That brings us to my favorite shirt. Like that interlude there? Yeah, that was good. All right, this shirt is my favorite. You can barely see it, but on the back it says in big letters, Big Easy, and in little letters, New Orleans. So I was in a bar one night, and a woman comes up and says, well, what's all this Big Easy stuff about? And I whispered, because I'm big and I'm easy. Well, she fell for it. One thing led to another. Next morning, we get up and she said, I'm sorry to tell you, honey, but, you're easy, but you ain't big. That's false advertising. I said, well, then sue me. Could you imagine the trial? At first they'd have to bring in a stripper and they'd have to measure all the male jurors to see what's big and what's normal. She says, "You'd probably get a hung jury, then you'd just be screwed." All right. That leads us to another one. This is a song about something that happened, one of my best moments at a bluegrass festival ever. It's called "Drink to Your Breasts." Once we get the key. It was Saturday night, front of a 3-day festival stage. I was dancing with a honey just a little more than half my age. Sorry, I don't remember her name, just her fine little body and her top-heavy frame. And we danced in the dirt, on and on. After a while, she said, "Buddy, have you got any beer?" I said, "Sorry, baby, none left here." She said, "Then watch my back, 'cause I got a plan. We'll go up and get us a couple of cans." So I tagged along, 'cause I was interested. She walked up to some guys with a cooler and said, "I'll show my breasts for beer." They shook their heads yes. She bared her chest and said, "One for each, boys." Then we was out of there, and we drank to her breasts as we moved on. Well, we drank and she giggled, we danced and she jiggled, and the dust began to fly. It wasn't long before the beer was gone and we was both feeling a little bit dry. She looked up with a grin and said, "Let's do it again." And we walked on to the next cooler and we drank on her breasts all night long. Well, about this time I fell plumb in love with this fine little honey with the endless beer jugs, and we drank on her breasts all night long. Well, the moral of the story is, if you're low on beer, baby, lift your shirt up to your ears and we'll drink to your breasts all night long. Remember what Dr. Phil would say, just put yourself out there, baby, it's okay, and we'll drink to your breasts all night long. It don't matter if they're little or big, just snap them out of that rig and we'll drink to your breasts all night long. It don't matter if they're big or little, long as I can park right in the middle and drink to your breasts all night long. And drink to your breasts all night long. Okay. That brings us to Vegas. See how this is really smooth, the way I go from one thing to another. Vegas has got a new attraction. It's Mile High Airlines. Since prostitution's legal there, they can take you up and just circle the airport and give you your naughty stewardess fantasy and let you join the Mile High Club. People say that's terrible. And myself, I probably will never partake of that. But it gives me a warm feeling to know that there's finally somebody that gives a flying fuck. Okay, now, for an old fart, you got to have a retirement plan, and part of that is these new commercials about pills that enhance male performance, but they have a side effect called priapism. That's like if you have erection for more than 4 hours, then you're supposed to call for medical help. I can imagine that phone call to 911. But at any rate, I'm going to Vegas when I turn 65 because they're pretty progressive with their thinking and their medicine there. take my pills, sit in my room, dial 911. They'll just send two hookers to the room, charge it straight to Medicare. That brings us to one more thing, stupid beard tricks. Okay, bear with me just a second. And I got this curtain here, you can't see what's going on, all right? Oh, I hate that cornstarch rabbit. All right, one more. You should be playing my kazoo right now. All right. Second rubber band. All right, the samurai comb up. You've heard of Donald Trump's comb over. This is the world's first comb up. Functional too. You can do the chipmunk thing and like store stuff back in here. Oh well. At any rate. Now, in winding this up, which I should probably do, there's your life's lessons is a bird in the hand is not as good as a bird in the bush, and have sex with old farts. You know, what we lack in virility with makeup and Viagra insight and experience is a brave new world out there for us old farts. Thank you. See me out at hoboclay.com.
Wow, I want to party with you, dude. What kind of party?